it's Kay and Hattie from Bit Much Babe podcast. If you are enjoying this podcast, please make sure that you like and subscribe our channel on YouTube. You can also like and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave a little 5-star review, leave a little comment, but be nice about it. And please just keep engaging with us, as it means a lot. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's really, really cheap. And just do it.
Doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It's not cheap. It's free.
Share it to all your friends. Share it to people you like. Share it to people you don't like. We don't really care. Just share it. Okay.
Follow us on Instagram.
And
You just really want more followers on Instagram. And if you work for Tatty Lashes, message us.
That's not how I want to approach them.
We have a Patreon.
Hattie, can you talk into the microphone, please?
Our Patreon is going to be called Much Love Babe. The space where basically we have a look at the problems or the bit muches that you've sent in, and we have a little discussion about them. It's where kind of, I think, we'll delve into our personal lives a little bit more and talk about our problems and just kind of.
We might not even redact names.
We might not even redact names.
Shit tea.
Yeah, shit tea.
We love getting your DMs. Not all of them. But we love most of your DMs, and we love having the like repartee. And this is a way of us formalizing said repartee, because you get to email us your stuff and what you think is a bit much, or if you think yourself you're being a bit much, or things are a bit much, and we get to talk to you about whether they are a bit much.
Subscribe to it for £3, £5 or £10 a month, and you get all the exclusive content. You get early access to our main episodes that'll come out on Saturdays, and our Patreon exclusives will come out on Thursdays. The more our Patreon grows, the more kind of amazing stuff we will get to do. We can take Ben on the corridor.
Oh, we can take Ben on the corridor.
Your support so far has been absolutely amazing. Yeah. And we just want to kind of give something back to you, but obviously only for money.
Feminism. See you on the Patreon. Welcome to Bit Much Babe, the podcast by two girls who've typically been seen as a bit much, talking about things that we think are a bit much. I'm so tired.
I have antlers on.
And you have antlers on. We're bringing very different feels to today.
Can you hear them jingling there?
I can hear the jingling. Hear the jingling.
How was your office Christmas party, Kay?
Well, I'm not a massive Christmas person.
Oh, yeah.
So I've started a new job, I mentioned the other week, and I've already worked with two of the people in the office, and my direct line manager, I've worked with her before, Rachel, she's amazing. So they were like, oh, it's the Christmas party day. And I was like, I've only been here like 10 days. I was like, I can't really do you know what I mean? Like, you just, it's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it?
There's only so much pep you can muster.
I was like, I don't want, like we were sat at the meal and they were giving like the awards for the year. And I was like, which one's mine? I was like, this is awful. And then he was like, I just want to say, like, I'm like the general manager, who again is amazing, I absolutely love him, was like, I was trying to say, all your hard work this year. And I was just sat there like, it's like, I've been here for 5 days. But Rachel went out and got me these. Good. Because she was like, you need to have something. And I was like, okay. And I'm just keeping them on because they're on my head now. So hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. I had we were allowed one alcoholic drink.
Wait, will this go out after Christmas?
Yeah, we'll, babe.
Will it?
Yeah, because Staunton's next week, and then recording this on the 17th, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, after Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guys, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We're in the gooch. This will be coming out in the gooch.
Oh, well, just to remind you, Christmas.
So you're bringing Christmas, and I'm already bringing the vibes of the period between Christmas and New Year. So that's good.
That's good, isn't it?
I'll match them on that. Why were you only allowed one alcoholic drink? What's wrong with you?
Well, because I think they were just wanting to be. I don't think because it's like it's a chain.
And was it in a daytime?
And it's a bigger company. So like obviously head office had just said, don't do it. But I had a record lig and a smashing roast dinner. I've had 2 roast dinners this week. So I had one on Sunday.
Had a wonderful one on Sunday.
And then I had another. And do you know what? It was magnificent. Lovely.
Good.
What meat?
Absolutely lovely. What meat? Well, I'm going to tell you something, Ben.
She always gets chicken.
I actually didn't have any meat on mine today. Because
you just love the trimmings.
I just love the trimmings. I don't like the meat on a roast, really. But I had chicken on. So we had
our office Christmas party.
Our office Christmas party.
Which isn't the one you think it is. So Ben had to work. So it was office Christmas party, which was the Women of Liverpool comedy, aka us. and Katie Tracy.
Yeah. Me, Hattie, and Katie Tracy went
The
for a roast.
single greatest office Christmas party I've ever had in my whole life.
We had a wonderful time. We went to 10th Street Social. Shout out 10th Street Social, who have a lovely roast dinner, don't they?
God, it was good.
It was a lovely roast dinner because the last one we went to, I won't say where it was, but
we
it was
didn't like
dire.
We didn't like it.
It was dire.
No.
So we went to
That was us three again.
Yeah, we went to 10 Streets and had a lovely little Sunday, didn't we?
God, it's just great. It was just great, and it's so heartening. Like, I love our little corner of comedy.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
We're very, very lucky.
And we're also massive hypocrites because we, at one point, we were having like really heartfelt conversations about the industry and how toxic it can be. And then in the next breath, we're saying such phrases as, "Can you bum me with your thumb?"
We did hard objectify someone.
We objectified.
We objectified so hard.
We did.
We're the most toxic people on the
We're
scene.
genuinely
Easily the most toxic people on the scene.
Easily, yeah. We pulled some punches, motherfuckers. No, we did. Not about you though, Ben.
No.
Not about you.
Well, we would objectify you, but we respect you too much.
Oh, thank you.
But we really were getting out like, and this and another thing, and then we were like, oh my God, we're predators.
Yeah, like literally. Yeah.
It's us.
We're the problem.
Yeah.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah.
But it was lovely,
God,
it was just really nice, wasn't it? Just nice to chill. Saw Mike Osborne in Danny Max.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. Just to end the day.
You can't finish you can't go a whole day without seeing a male comedian.
You can't.
No.
You can't go a whole day.
And you got
must
to see
not.
one of the best.
Yeah, you mustn't.
Katie Tracy delivered one of the best faux pas of all time in Danny Max.
I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I actually think I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
It's very difficult because I feel like when we tell a story, it's not going to be as funny. But we were talking about the film because she asked a phenomenal question, didn't she? Which was, what would be your dream role in a musical?
Welcome back to Podcast the Musical.
Sorry,
we're not going to do this.
We're not going to do this.
Fit in the context
it fits
of this.
in. Which also, I would like to point out that we see each other quite regularly and are all quite close because that question does sound like something you'd bring as an icebreaker. It wasn't. We was in the midst of a conversation.
We were obsessed with having a conversation.
We were talking about that, and Hattie said how much she loved the film A Star Is Born, but the OG with Judy Garland,
the original, the proper way.
Yes. And Katie goes. Isn't well, yeah, because you talked about this. She's like, yeah, because the obviously the most modern version with Lady Gaga and Bradley Walsh was brilliant.
Bradley Walsh and Lady Gaga. See, it's not funny now that we retell it.
That'd be a great.
But what made it better was
she didn't clock it.
She didn't clock it, so we left it.
We went
a full, I'd say 10 seconds of letting Katie sit in it before we went. Bradley Walsh. The chase. And that just carried us then. And I
that was it.
I could not breathe. I think it's a real shame because you really do only know him for the chase and not for his legendary performance in A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga.
He is really overlooked.
He really is overlooked.
Of talent.
Yeah, definitely in the awards season. His name was nowhere.
No, disgusting.
It really is disgusting.
Really disgusting.
Just
that
for Bradley Walsh.
Yeah. But no, we had a goodie, didn't we?
She's just fantastic, isn't she? She's fucking brilliant. And her stories about Mick, Katie's husband.
It's one of my favourite things.
Partner,
I feel like I've said this when Thomas Green came on, and there was another male comedian we had on who I was like, I love how you talk about your other half. I really love how sort of still like in awe of them or just respectful, but just generally like them so much. Like from a human to human place, you like them so much. And Katie's the same. Like she and Mick have been together ages, and they have a fucking ball together.
They do.
They have a fucking
mostly at
ball.
Mick's expense.
Mostly,
to be
absolutely
fair.
at Mick's expense. But like it's such a heartening thing, I think, especially, you know, to single girls. Like
girls.
You're like, it's fucking actually worth just holding out that extra little bit for someone who you just have a blast with, you know?
I can't be fucked anymore. I'm not holding out for anything.
Are you not?
No, I'm absolutely Romeo done, man. I've signed off. I think so. I can't be arsed.
What? Okay, I
can't be arsed.
But you don't have to be asked, but you can be open to it. You don't have to chase. You can just be open to it. There's a difference between being like, I really want someone, and I know you're not like that, but like you can just be open to someone coming along and making your life brilliant. You know, that's nice.
They're never ever going to make me as happy as this.
or as a Sunday roast and mint cake straight.
Sunday roast and mint cake.
And that is true.
Yeah. No, I just think now I'm going into another Christmas season alone. Oh, I've got to fucking do Christmas. Oh my God, I can't be arsed. Oh,
come on. Do you ever love it a little bit?
No.
Right.
No, I don't, because I just think that it's just like, because I've mentioned this before, I'm one of 4 grandkids. One of them's training to be a doctor.
Oh, you have said that.
And she's got a lovely rich boyfriend that they met working in a pharmacy together. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that is great.
So he's got brains.
That's great.
And then my youngest cousin is studying in London. She's studying, I think, international politics.
That's great.
And they're like, smashing its head in everywhere, just dead cool and indie. And then you've got the perfect princess that is my little sister.
Yeah, and she's learning tennis.
Which
is huge.
So then I've just got to turn up and be like, hey.
But do any of them have tits that are quite as spectacular as yours?
No. And none of them have got a podcast.
Okay. What?
And none of them made their West End debut this year.
Tits podcast and West End debut?
All got on a UK tour in January. Yes. In list of achievements, that's it.
See, what the hell are you worried about? This is it. This is your Christmas. This is your time to shine.
Sorry, this is a massive, massive curveball, but I have to ask a question.
Yeah.
What do you call, like what we had the other day, what Ben got us, a bacon butty?
Yeah.
What do you call the bread that was on?
Right, well, this is funny because I left to my own devices would call it a roll, but up here I know I'm meant to say bap.
No, bomb. I say bomb. What do you say?
Bun.
Bun. You say a bacon bun. You don't though, do you? You're lying.
I say bacon butty. Like what we had.
I would say bacon.
I would say bacon butty.
No, yeah, bacon butty. But like if you would, so
just the thing by itself.
Like the thing by itself.
I'd
yeah.
say a roll.
You wouldn't say a bun.
I hate how this is like one of them things that's always on. It's always the question that's asking it on like Instagram and that. It goes, people call it a bat.
Oh, all right then. I just won't talk then.
Yeah. Hack the podcast.
Someone's got a new jumper on. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to come and show everyone your new jumper? Come on, come and do it in front of the camera, please.
It's lovely. It's lovely. Are we calling it now? Are we calling it a dusky lilac? What are we calling it? Or a sort of purple haze?
It's like I see blue.
I'd say that. It's not blue.
It's not
No,
blue.
I think it's between blue and purple. It's on that.
I'd say that.
I'd say lilac.
It's like it's a dark lilac. Yeah, dusky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nan's favourite colour.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, Ben, what an absolutely uninteresting fact.
Don't be cross just because of the balm
Someone's
thing.
got Hatty.
Yeah.
Hatty Preston. But that'd have been funnier if it was you.
Whoa.
No, I like the jumper. It's nice.
Yeah.
I also think it's really nice that you know your nan's favourite colour.
God, I couldn't even.
Absolutely.
I mean, mine are all dead, but like, I should know.
I talk to my nan a lot, and I wouldn't friggin' actually no. It's probably Everton blue. Actually, my nan's favourite colour.
Yeah.
It's gimpy in it. Oh my God! Also, that's a point. What the fuck? Every single year, again, I know my nan better than I assume most people know their nans. Every single year haven't got a fucking clue what to get her for Christmas. There's only so many times I can get that woman pajamas. No, what's the point? She doesn't leave the house. There's absolutely no point in getting her a scarf. We got her an air fryer last year.
Great.
But she was too scared to use it. So
did I ever tell you about the time we tried to? Well, many times actually, as growing up as a teenager, we tried to buy my mum a microwave. No. We weren't allowed a microwave in the house, and there were multiple occasions during my childhood where we all tried to band together to persuade Mum to buy us a microwave. On the final occasion, she burst into tears, looked at all of us and said, "You're all trying to give me cancer." And I just cried for a long time about the fact that we were all trying to give her cancer.
oh, you just want to heat up your soup.
Just wanted a quicker sweet potato, okay? Just wanted a slightly quicker sweet potato.
I don't think I ate a sweet potato till I was in uni.
That's all right.
I think I was about 19 before I had a sweet potato. Have you had you haven't had sweet potato, have you? Another thing that Ben hasn't done, consumed.
Yeah, I've never eaten sweet potato.
You've never eaten sweet
Have you
potato?
had sweet potato fries?
Nope.
They're the orange ones.
Yeah, no.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I've never had sweet potato fries. Never had sweet potato.
My God.
To be fair though, as I said, I didn't have them till I was like 19. To be fair, I didn't have avocados until I was like 19. Oh, actually, I was. How old are you? 22.
22.
I was a couple of years.
23 next month.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, is it your birthday coming up,
big
Ben.
birthday.
You're not coming.
Well, you won't get paid that week.
That is very great.
What are you going to do for... I swear to God, Ben. I swear to God.
Yeah, she is going to have to be invited this
I'm going to have to be... I wanted a printed invitation, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you,
that's
sweet.
nice.
Are you actually going to do something for your birthday?
I don't know. I feel like 23 is not really a big one, is it?
Because you make it, babe.
Nobody likes you when you're 23. It's a song.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yes, it is.
I'm good with that. I'm not going to be 22 anymore because of the song.
22.
I remember when I turned 20 and I was devastated because of the Not 19 Forever.
Yeah, because you've got Not 19 Forever. There isn't really songs about being 20, is there? Because you've got Sweet 16 for 16.
There's a song.
She was just 17. And Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
17.
Yes, that's it. That's
18 is the one for 18.
Must be.
There must be somewhere, mustn't there? 19, you've got You're Not 19 Forever, pull yourselves together. Also, side note, I was talking about this the other day. That was the most hellish experience of my life, seeing them live at V Festival. The Cortinas. The Cortinas.
Don't know them.
Oh, well, they sing You're Not 19 Forever. And I was watching... We'll go back to what songs have numbers because I like that. But in V Festival, I turned up and I had like this, oh my God, I was so fit back then. I had this little like red play suit on. I looked gorgeous with this like little sun hat, like proper bougie. Like me and Faye went down the train with a little cocktail. I was like, oh. And we turned up and we watched Annie Mac in the sunshine. It was all like, yes, vibes. And then the Cortinas came on and I have absolutely no idea where all of these people turned up from in bucket hats, but they just all ascended onto the ground. I ended up in a mosh pit.
Okay, no.
I was in a mosh pit at the Cortinas and it was honestly one of the worst experiences of my life.
You were in jail than in a mosh pit.
Genuinely, it was hell. In my little red place suit with my sun hat.
No.
All these men in bucket hats. You're not 19 forever. Oh, it was fucking. It was hell. It was hell.
I'm so worried about Oasis.
What? Just as two people?
No, just about like...
Are you not sitting?
No, standing on both.
You should probably go with like knee pads.
I've never been to a concert before.
What?
Never been to a concert. So this is my first one and I feel like...
Oh my God, you really are the most...
No. I'm not a concert goer.
No.
I went to Jamie Cullum after my GCSEs.
Who's Jamie Cullum?
Oh, he was like a jazz pianist.
Fuck off.
That's cool.
My first concert was at Tom a Kitten. We're very different.
No, whoa. That's not my first. My first concert, get fucked, was the Spice Girls for my 11th birthday.
Nice.
My first concert was my 11th birthday, Spice Girls at Wembley.
At Wembley?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just, again, it's still so different. Wembley.
Wembley. Yeah. Well, Wembley. Big Wembley.
Big Wembley.
Big Wembley. But then that was like, the Jamie Cullum was my first like music concert. I'm not mad about concerts. I'm not mad about live music going.
I have to really like, I won't go for the sake, I know people go for the sake of going.
Yeah.
I don't really, so to be fair, V Festival, I only went because Faye loves the Cortinas and Kasabian, but didn't dress or have the style of someone that likes the Cortinas or Kasabian, which is why we look so out of place.
Yeah.
And she swindled me into going with her, even though I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. I had the best day though. Met the love of my life there actually. Oh my God, so many stories coming out. This is again a really sad story and it's all Faye's fault. I still to this day say to Faye that she's the reason that I'm single. Because, not my father or anything. Because I met a fella called Niall in a crowd at V. Niall, if you're watching this, do you know what he said to me? Oh my God, all the stories coming out. It's all right that you're tired because I've got loads.
Good Lord.
So basically, we were at V Festival and as I said, I was in my lovely little place suit. I looked beautiful. And Hosier was on. Is that how you say his name?
Hosier.
I fall in love just a little more, little bit every day with someone new.
Well, in America, that's Hoosier.
Is it?
Yeah, in America, it's Hoosier.
Okay, so this person was on, and we were talking to these lads. Faye was talking to one of the mates, and I started talking to this fella, and he had like one of them lights on his head, and I thought that was hilarious.
Beavers.
I was just like, that's absolutely hilarious. And then he was like, as we were just chatting, and I was like, what do you do? And he went, guess. And I was like, no. And he was like, if you guess right, I'll kiss you. Which doesn't sound that smooth now, but at the time I was like 19. I was like, oh my God, you're not 19 forever. And
I love it. He was 47. He was in the candidate.
Yeah. And his kids with him. He was carrying around camping chairs. He was looking for the family car parking.
No, police badge on.
And I went, oh, I don't know, do you work in a school? And he went, fuck off. And I went, what? And he went, I'm a primary school teacher. And I went, you're just saying that to kiss me? And he went, no, genuinely. And he grabbed his mate, who was far enough away.
Grabbed the kid.
I've brought one. And he went to his mate, lad, tell her what I do. And he was like, what are you on about? He was like, just tell her what I do. And I went, oh, he's a primary school teacher. And I was like, fuck off. So he kissed me. And then he kissed me. And then we spent the rest of like...
kissed a teacher.
Everybody screamed when I kissed the teacher. And then like we spent the next 12 hours together, had a great time. And then my mate and his mate weren't getting on because she's difficult. She was difficult. She's quite cool now, but she's difficult. And then they were like, oh, I'm going to the toilet. And this fella was like, just stay here. And I was like, we're not moving. They went to Faye and went, I'm hungry. And I was like, no, Faye, you don't understand. And she was like, I'm hungry. I'm going to get food. So I had to go with her. And I never saw him again.
Oh, it's a real brief encounters, that one.
It is a real brief encounters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. And I still bring it up to Faye. You think the birthday thing's bad.
Yeah.
We were 19. Faye turns 30 on Friday and I still bring this up to her. It was 10 years ago.
So you only got 11 more years.
Yeah, you only got 11 more years. I hold a grudge.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
it's very Taurus of you.
I know. So that was bad. What were we talking about? Oh, the Cortinas being vile. What was the other thing before that?
Mosh.
And
then...
how did I get onto the subject with Niall?
That
That might not have even been his name, by the way.
No.
We just called him Niall. I think it was Niall. I think
live
it was.
music. We were saying we didn't really like that.
Yes, I went to see Atomic Kitten.
Oh yeah,
that's it. So I would never go. I would only go to see a concert if someone that I really like. So I went to see Atomic Kitten. My mum took me. I've been to see Take That an embarrassing amount of times.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I've been to see Robbie Williams an embarrassing amount of times.
I love Robbie Williams.
That film looks incredible.
Thank you.
Can you explain to
so
me?
Stupid,
Ben, can we go together, please?
Yeah.
Because I know obviously you can come too. Sorry, I just assumed you'd know that. Sorry.
No, defo. I've got Odie and Limitless now, haven't I? Which is the best thing in the world.
I have to ask Ben if he wants to do things, otherwise he won't invite me.
Helen disinvites.
Because he won't invite me.
Can you explain why there are monkeys in it?
So,
because he's different. Sorry.
Thanks for letting me answer the question.
Guys, we've got to stop taking voices away from men. We've got to. Okay.
This is my microphone.
Yeah. Okay, so why is it a monkey?
He says he's less evolved than everyone else, and that's why he's a monkey. I don't think it was his idea. Whoever pitched it must have been brave.
That was also Tom Hardy's thing. Tom Hardy used to give an interview about like the monkey. He had a monkey. Yeah.
Robbie, like I know him. Rob's said to me, no, like it's a thing that he said he's not as evolved. Like it's something that he thinks of like when he was younger.
I do actually believe that. I think there's an Arrested Development. I think with a lot of people who got very famous very young, there is an Arrested Development of like life stuff.
Yeah.
I was at drama school with a great mate of mine. She was a child star. She was up for a Golden Globe when she was 10. She was Anne Frank with Robin Williams. No, she wasn't. That was a different film. She was Anne Frank in the Anne Frank thing. She was Anne Frank in Anne Frank.
She was Anne Frank in the attic.
In Anne Frank, but like she wasn't really in like real life.
She's dead.
I'm really tired. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
She was also in a movie with Robin Williams. That was after Anne Frank. That's why I'm getting confused. She was Anne Frank up for a Golden Globe at 10. And I remember us being in our final year of drama school, or not even, it was like workshop stuff. And like workshop plays aren't really a big deal. You're just trying stuff out and like praying stuff. It's like a kind of acting equivalent of like whips. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she had no idea how to do her hair. Like no idea how to curl, no idea how to straighten it. Like the rest of us were sat there just doing that. And I realized there's like, she always had
someone doing it. Yeah.
And like, that's such a minor example, but it is a thing where I think if you get famous quite young, you are infantilized.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that all this stuff.
Yeah.
Repercussions. Think about what you learn in your teenage years and your 20 years about repercussions of actions.
Yeah.
They don't learn that.
Like, you know, this is the thing. Like he said, because if you haven't watched his documentary, by the way, on Netflix, it's great. You should watch it. And he says, like, what are you genuinely supposed to do when you're that old, when you're that young, and everyone is telling you you are the best thing in the world? Is that you believe it? And if people are offering you every drug under the sun, every drink under the sun, every woman under the sun,
that's a big one. Yeah,
he was like, I just did it. Like I don't like. Yeah, I was a prick because I was given every right to be a prick.
But that's why Escapology was such a good album. There was that line.
Can I just say, I've never been more in love with you than that sentence.
Oh my God, okay, thank you.
That Escapology is one of my favourite albums of all time.
It is incredible.
This makes up for everything. Oh my God, we found each other again. Oh, we found each other again. Yay.
This is like our equivalent of a shack.
Yay. To be fair, if a man said that to me, I would already be sitting on his face.
What songs are on Escapology?
Come Undone.
Yeah, World's Most Handsome Man is the one I was going to talk about. So
I love you so much. Oh my God, I've never
energy, because Mercury's not in retrograde anymore.
Oh my God, I've done it.
That's why we've beaten it. And now we're just back in sync. Back in sync.
Okay, sorry, I know we have to, but Will Smith Handsome Man, so go on, yes.
So the line in it that I think about so much is, if you don't see me, I don't exist.
Yes.
And you're like, that is so, is it, if you don't need me?
If you don't need me, I don't exist. I think it's see me on one verse and then need me on the next.
And I think it is the most astute line about not just fame, but I think a lot of like young, sorry, I'm going to gender it, male performers, where there is this thing, and we've talked about with the boys in comedy a lot, where there's this thing of like, if I'm not being like adored or clapped at or thought very highly of, then I there's no point. And you're like, wow, it's such a brilliant line.
That album
exists. I think it's brilliant.
There's also which I just think is lyrically brilliant. It doesn't mean anything. It's just lyrically brilliant. But I'm the one who put the Brits in celebrity.
I also think the monkey song is
Me and My Monkey.
Yeah, is kind of incredible. Like there's just this whole like kind of like Western Bonnie Clyde thing. Like I
so
think
the monkey is essentially his addiction.
Yeah.
Like getting the monkey off my back.
I thought that was such a brilliant album.
So Feel is on Escapology.
Yeah.
I just wanna feel. Come Undone.
Yeah, I love that song.
Undone.
And
Something Beautiful, Monsoon.
Yeah.
I think Something Beautiful, Monsoon, Song
duet.
3.
There's an incredible duet on it.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is. With a woman.
No, I don't think there is. Will you get it up for me, please, man?
Yeah.
Something Beautiful, Monsoon, Song 3, Hot Fudge. Hot fudge, here come the judges have been caught in the rain. The Holy Ghost and the Holiest Coast are moving to LA. Oh my, I've genuinely never met anyone other than my dad that knows this album this well.
Oh, I love that album.
Something Beautiful.
I can't see a duet.
Oh, am I getting it wrong with the one before it?
What ones haven't I got, Ben? Feel, Come Undone, Song 3, Nan's Song, Something Beautiful, Kissed. St. Peter's going to be unfaithful. Tell God he's got a dirty angel. Stunning line.
Hot Fudge.
Yeah, I said Hot Fudge. Something, Handsome Man.
Revolution.
Yeah, it's a killer.
How Peculiar.
How peculiar.
Can I also just say, the sound you all just heard is a doorbell that none of us in this studio have ever heard ever go off in our life.
No.
And that means our guest is here. There's only one person.
Join us on the Patreon, where I will be discussing, me and Hattie will be discussing more of Robbie Williams, because I've just found out. It's nice that we're still learning things about each other.
Isn't that great? That's what marriages should be.
That's what marriages should be. We're still surprising each other. I'm very happy right now.
But our guest is here.
But our guest is here, and oh my God, the happiness! Okay, bye. So we have some very exciting news. We are currently working in partnership with Bossi Bottle, a new independent range of stainless steel cups that you can take with you on the go.
We can, and their mission is about letting you move around on the go with hot drinks or cold drinks. It insulates or, keeps cool. They're massive. They're 40 ounces. So it really is like a whole day thing.
Yeah.
They are massive. And also with Christmas just coming around the corner, this is such a great Christmas present and stocking filler. I say stocking filler, gigantic stockings, but they're perfect.
So what sets Bossi Bottle apart is that the material it's made from, the stainless steel, means that whatever temperature you put into the bottle will stay that way. So if you want it to be icy cold for you at the gym, or just keep me hydrated through the day, or if it's in the morning, you've got your coffee in there or your tea in there. For me, it'll be tea, because I think coffee's for Satanists. It will keep the temperature at the right one. So every sip that you take will be the sip that you want to take.
And mine will be iced coffee, because I'm incredibly chic and a woman of the world.
Mm-hmm. I think I want the blue one.
No, I was going to take the blue one.
No, because blue goes better with my skin tone.
Yeah, but blue, right, well, no one knows what your skin tone is.
That's an actual fair point. Yeah.
I'm a ginger and we get the dibs on blue.
Check out Bossi Bottle. Their website link will be in our link tree, and we will tag them in everything we do. We are really thrilled to be working with them, so make sure that you check them out.
And also reclaim the word bossy, girls.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
that's time to be bossy babes.
Terrors.
Oh, Nelly, we are back here with the wonderful Jojo Sutherland! Yay!
I'm so happy to see your faces.
Oh God, we love you
okay?
so much.
Good.
I'm just.
Jojo, you have to talk into the microphone. Yeah. No.
Lean back.
You can take it with you. Take
Take it with you. No, that's what I do. I just rest
Oh, that's good.
it. I just rest it on my fat bit. Yeah.
Nice.
How have you been?
Do you know what? Annoyingly well.
Good.
It really pisses people off.
No, I know, and I love that. There's this thing about nothing will ever kill Jojo. Like there's no thing. I was thinking about it today because my boss at work came in and was a bit sick, was a bit ill, and all the women were like, "Go the fuck home!" Like go the fuck. I think something about around Christmas. You know, like where's the rest of the year? You'd be like, "Oh, just whatever." But you're like, all these women are like, "I have to do Christmas in a get the fuck out." And then I was like, I know someone who wouldn't bat a fucking eyelid.
Not
Mark
Jojo.
Nelson, I was gigging with him over the weekend, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I've got a bit of a cold, don't hug me." And I was like, "I'll fucking give it."
Get it, yeah.
Honestly, I don't catch germs.
No, I know.
You're a woman of steel, Jojo. That's why.
I think I've got. In fact, Gus, who's here, what do you do to describe me as? Reliably unreliable. No, reliably unpredictable.
Yeah,
but I'm predictably never ill.
Yeah. Yes, exactly that. Oh God, that's a fucking gift. How have your Christmas gigs been?
Do you know what? Really nice.
Yeah.
But I've been in what Kai Humphries calls the medic tent. So I've been at the stand for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, right,
Have you?
And they're not. Do you mean they're not Christmas gigs in how we think of Christmas gigs
How do
with
you mean?
everybody?
They well behaved?
Normally, oh God, really well behaved. Like it's a proper comedy gig.
That's
and
it.
just nice and fun and listening and even the big parties of people are just like, oh, this is nice.
Gosh.
Oh yeah. So you forget if you do stand
forget the
gigs that
trenches.
yeah. And I've done Birmingham jonglers on a fucking Christmas night out. It might as well be in a fucking wind tunnel. It's like, your words echoing nothing. You could go on and do somebody else's material or do this. You go on twice and you think you were on for the first time. I'm just pointless.
Oh, I love that. It's very good.
How have you been, girls?
Extremely well. Kay has antlers. She had a
I
Christmas
see
party
antlers,
today.
darling. Where were you having your party?
Oh, in my work,
Oh, okay.
they made us have a Christmas dinner. I say made us. I think everyone else was quite thrilled by the prospect. And then I just put these on to get into the spirit because I don't own a Christmas jumper.
I did have a Christmas jumper that I thought I could never have a bad gig in until I had a bad gig in
Oh,
it.
that'll do it.
Yeah, you burnt
So that
it.
burnt.
Yeah, big time.
I don't
big.
own a Christmas jumper. Do you own a Christmas jumper?
Do
Yeah,
you?
that doesn't surprise me actually.
Yes.
I did a radio thing recently about
Stop
works.
showing off, Jojo.
About works. I'm doing a podcast, so that's even
know,
cooler.
you're right.
About works nights out and how now employment law in Scotland, it will now be possible to sue your employer if you're not invited to the Christmas party.
Jesus,
Really?
we're in participation award territory now, aren't we?
Isn't that mad?
Do you think these are the kids who grew up and weren't invited to the parties at school?
Yeah, obviously.
And are
Had to
now
be.
like in their 30s, they're like,
Yeah.
we're going to make a law.
Yeah, a law where we have to be invited.
I do it everybody.
And I'm going to blame it on the fact that it's because I'm a woman or because of something that I'm going to blame somebody for something rather than we just don't like you.
No,
you
you
can't.
think,
Yeah. So, but
Doing.
you can just have a secret one.
Yeah.
Like you can do like a big one, like a corporate one, can't you?
Well, you
but then
can
you
just
just have your
pretend.
breakaway ones.
Yeah, and
know, we
you
did. If
can't
you'd-
force people to like each other.
No, you can't.
Could you imagine that being?
We know this, don't we?
You know, so you can sue your employer as well if you go to the Christmas party and somebody is untoward towards you, and you go in. That's like now they're making it for bouncers, like or people working behind the bar, personal license. If you get drunk and then you go out on the street and get twatted by a car, the person that serves you the drinks to blame.
What?
Isn't that mental?
That can't be real.
In
What?
Scotland it is. Literally in a bar the other night because I was complaining about the fact that you could sue your employer for not being invited to a party. He said we can get blamed if the person that's drunk was served the alcohol and then fell in front of a bus outside.
Can I ask a potentially very xenophobic question? You can't get cross. Is it?
I can.
Yeah,
I
no, I know
won't.
you will. But like, do you think it's because
like there's a.
So Scotland's full of pissheads.
No, it's thank you, Kay. I'm trying to do this diplomatically. Do you
what
think
she
there's
meant.
a version of the world where Scotland has been like, we have to sort of take charge of cutting people off and people being more responsible about cutting people off? So maybe is that the version of it where they've been like, if they're so drunk and they walk in front of a bus, that's your fault. Like, is there a version of...
Maybe it's like because they don't service alcohol in an off licence after 10 o'clock at night. They've not done that to you, have they?
No, they
England,
have
they've not done that. That's what's going to be great for Gus. Gus is moving to London.
Yeah.
You can get bees
get
after
ill.
10 o'clock
Back
in the
in the
morning.
offie at
after
10 p.m.
Before 10 o'clock in the morning, Gus, and after 10 o'clock at night.
I have
Now I know
never,
why
honestly.
you love going down to London so much.
Do you know what? People always say the Irish can drink, right?
Oh, but
I'm
not as-
sorry.
yeah.
The Scottish, fuck me. Yous can drink.
We did discuss
I love
whether or not we should do the drive from Scotland to London via Liverpool with some cans in our hands. But
You mean road beers?
decided- we
I honestly, like,
decided-
I genuinely think.
I'm too old for that now.
I won't hear it.
if someone, like, you know, like if someone said, "Oh, do you want a lift?" and they like, I have had a bit to drink. I honestly think if they was like, if it was you and you was like Scottish, I'd be like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like, they'll be fine.
Jojo couldn't crash because she can't die. You're in the car of an immortal, so actually it's probably the safest place to be.
Yeah, God bless you. Please control.
What's in your pineapple?
No, just water.
Just water.
Oh, that's
But
very
we're
good.
freedom pineapples. Thing is, Jojo.
Freedom pineapples, please explain.
Well, it started a few months ago because we just decided we were done with all of it, and we were just. It was like end of the summer, and we were
was
like
Free Bitch Autumn.
Free Bitch Autumn. That was it. It was Free Bitch Autumn. We were like, we're just going to be free of everything,
Okay.
free of all the like things that are dragging us down.
Yeah.
So we got freedom pineapples. Now, how do we feel we did on Free Bitch Autumn?
I don't know if we threw off all the shackles of our existence, but
We did some going. This actually brings me on to my New Year's resolution that I think you're going to be so proud of, and I was
Go
going
on
to
then.
tell you this because I think you'll get it as well. My New Year's resolution is to next year almost exclusively
Yeah.
go with my gut instinct.
We talked about this on the phone.
We did.
We talked about this on the
Right.
phone. We are not listening to
Anything
shit
else.
from anyone says, "Oh, I think it's a good idea," or "You'd be really good at that," or I've got an idea," and you instinctively go, "That's a shit idea," but I feel bad if I don't agree to it.
Yeah, maybe I'm being this, or maybe I'm
Yeah.
not being
No, no,
thoughtful,
no.
maybe I'm being defensive. No. If the thing inside is like,
Run.
then we're not doing it. Similarly, if the thing inside is like, no, this really doesn't make any sense, but I really think this is the right thing for you, we're fucking hell for leather on it. I'm
Yeah.
going for it because that's my thing. This year, I feel like has been so wonderful, and I think it's important to be grateful for things that have happened in your year. But the only frustrations or minor disappointments I've had have been because I didn't listen to myself. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really listen to, and I knew at the time, I was like, so, it's like, you know,
Bad
the rudder at the
idea.
back of the ship is like, like,
Yeah, reverse.
What do you do if your gut lies? Because I don't trust
Double
my
down.
own gut.
that is, I've seen her do it in real time. Double down. Yeah. That also, that's a caveat. If your gut is lying, double down, bear down.
Because I don't trust mine.
do you?
You don't trust your gut, or do you not know how to trust your gut? That's the difference.
No, my gut has told me my gut has told me, you know, no, he really likes you. My gut has gone.
Yeah, but
no,
gut
no,
and
you're
delusion do
special.
get muddled up.
I think I do. I think I get my gut delusions muddled
Yeah.
That's
up.
where you've got to separate.
Yeah.
Or, you know, no, he's not sleeping with her. Like that's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Or
Oh, your gut doesn't tell you that. That's
Your
definitely.
gut has told you he is, and it's your brain going, no, he isn't. No, because you
is
wouldn't
that
even.
the difference?
Yes, your gut is going, I'm not safe. The gut, for women, I think your gut is usually screaming when you're not safe, either emotionally or literally or
constantly in my case.
Constantly, yeah. But usually what it's being is like, we're not safe. We're not, like, there's something that I
Nah.
can't settle on. There's something that I'm not,
Something's not right.
something's not
Something's
right.
just not
So I
right.
just have to listen more now
Yeah.
to my
Yeah.
gut instincts.
Your gut, if you
But
just
not
feel-
delusions.
No, because we're so conditioned into, you know, listening to other people, watching things, herd mentality, all the kind of social conditioning that we've been brought up with, to, you know, whatever your upbringing was, or your friendship groups, or your circle of entertainment. We're so used to just thinking that we think something without actually analysing it. And all it's doing is just not taking your first response from, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, because I always do that. Oh yeah, no, I always say yes to that. Or, you know, oh yeah, no, that's fine. That was fine the last time. Just take a minute and just go, just let all the things that have conditioned you out the window and just go, nah,
just feel,
don't wanna.
If it was just me and the stimulus, if it was just me and the thing.
And also,
what would I think? Yeah.
How much are you giving? How much are you getting? And if you're having to, if it's always you giving, and you don't give to get back, but if it's always you giving and then just going, this is a bit fucking repetitive, then yeah. If you don't want to go, even if you're like, oh, I said I'd go, so I should go, don't go if you don't want to go.
Oh, this is the main difference. I was thinking about this today. Probably the biggest difference between you and me is the FOMO.
Class.
Right.
What?
Okay. Yeah. Class.
What did you say, class? There is that as well, darling.
Okay, thank you. Right. This is something else for marriage counselling, dear.
Economic standing.
Definitely not at the moment, friend. Definitely not at the moment. Is the fear of missing out thing. I'd say that's our biggest difference.
Do you know what? No, I've got a lot better at FOMO.
Yes.
I have a fear of it's not a FOMO. So my fear is fear of being unable to control the narrative. That's my fear.
Okay.
So I'm like, I
make your new narrative.
Yeah, but that's it. I have to. This is a thing that I have to. I'm working on it, and I'm better. I'm a lot better than I was.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a lot better than I was.
But it's the idea that when you're not in the room, people will say something about you can't defend yourself against.
That's called paranoia, darling.
Oh no.
I suppose the problem is I think I have so much the opposite issue, which is
couldn't give a shit.
I couldn't imagine like anyone saying anything vaguely interesting about me. And if they know me very well, then they'll say nice things because I think I've probably been nice to them.
Yeah.
And if they don't, couldn't give a shit.
But I used to give a shit. I used to worry and think, because I'd always think, I don't want people to think badly of me.
Yeah.
So if there was any hint that somebody thought something that wasn't true, just going, oh, she's a bit standoffish or something, I'd go out of my way to show them
sort of satiate
that I'm not
that.
that person.
Yeah.
And then went, well, that's a waste of time because you don't deserve to have me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't care anymore. In fact, Gus and I were talking about that in the car. What other people say about you behind your back is none of your business.
It's your business.
And quite frankly, if people have, at this stage of my life, decided I am a certain way that I don't think that I am, that's their problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They have to, I'm really not interested in how somebody else perceives me wrongly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine's more like, I don't, if you have a justified reason for not liking me, then I'm like, fair play.
Yeah.
Love
No.
that.
Oh,
but it's
100.
it's
it's that
the
one.
falseness.
Yeah.
If you spin like narratives that have gone round about me where it's like, that is just untrue.
No,
and that's mine, where it's like, but it's not true. Do you remember the time?
That's the frustration I have.
And it gets you uninvited to birthday parties.
Yeah. Oh,
Ben Robinson.
but
you
Ben
remember?
getting it in the neck. Oh,
Sorry, it
poor
was
Ben.
too easy. It was too easy. It was too easy.
Target.
It was too
But no, it
easy. I
is
love
that.
you.
It's like you want to convince someone who's got the wrong idea about you, the right idea. And I did used to, and I don't give a flying fuck. If somebody is honestly really, and also they don't deserve, if they can be easily, tarnished with, if they can take that on board and go, oh yeah, I heard Jojo Sutherland's like this, and believe something that's false, you don't want them
They're not worth
anywhere near you. Nowhere
don't.
near you.
And also, like we said at the time when it was when I just moved up here, that you're sort of in the sort of flurry of it all. And I remember saying, but you aren't that person. I know you aren't that person. And if they don't, all you can do is keep behaving as you do, keep treating people as you do, and it works.
Yeah.
Like, I think the long game is so the only game in those situations, because especially when you first come on the scene, like everyone's got something to say or like an idea of you or whatever. Like
absolutely,
we had it at the roast. Do you remember? Like, so the roast 100%. Is out. So the roast is out. Yeah. The roast is out this week, and I would just like to say this: I love Adam Rowe to death. There was one thing he said in the roast. He said, and again, of all the things that got said about me, it was the most minor one, but it was the one that I was like, that's going to cause me real damage. And he said, Hattie fucked her way into hot water. And I was like, that's going to cause me massive damage.
No, she only sucked off.
But I was like, there's no even, beginnings of that as a truth. Like there's no obviously the Jack Finnegan thing comes up and that's fine, but he doesn't book hot water. But the Hattie fucked her way into hot water. I was like, I know, and I talked to them and they were like, oh, that's just like a thing you like throw at female comedians because it's easy.
But that's all they had. That is all they had on you.
On the night,
but I was like, if you're having to make up lies because you got nothing, then I know I'm doing something right. I was like, but in the moment, I was like, that could really cause me damage. Actually, that could really change the narrative of. And then you go, but I know I haven't.
No, exactly.
Everyone who knows me knows I haven't.
Yeah.
Everyone who's going to know me in the future will know that's something I would never do. So you just got to go. That's the long game one. That's the time will tell.
It's an easy out, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
literally.
Oh, it was, exactly.
Yeah. But that was all they had on you.
It was making
all
with
about
stuff that
you
it was
having sex and sucking off men.
Yeah.
Like,
or not, as the case may be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I really did want to jump up and go, do you know how long it's been?
I know, but I did. I got called frigid and a slag.
And a slag in the space of
I
like.
know it's
I was
great.
like, but which you guys don't know. Like, you have nothing because I've got
they didn't have anything on you.
stories. Like, the one thing they did have was obviously Jack Finnegan, which neither of us have ever made secret because we're great mates and there's no shame on that one. We're good pals.
That was my point with Tom Steed because Tom was like, it was his first roast, unbelievably.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him, he was like, oh, you know, God, what, you know, I don't really know some of these guys, blah, blah, blah. And he said, you know what they're going to do? I was like, you're an open book, mate. Yeah. You have said everything about you. There's nowhere to go with you. There's nothing that anyone's going to say that's going to come as a shock. What, Tom Steed smokes weed? Fucking hell.
Tom Steed's crazy? Yeah. I know. It was this.
Tom Steed.
There is such a joy about that. Like, I think it would be the same with you if you got on stage. It's like, what are we digging up on Jojo? Nothing she hasn't dug up or flung out herself. Like,
yeah, but I think
that's smeared over the
I think
walls.
that's probably why I wouldn't get asked. 'Cause I would say a lot of shit
I was
that
gonna
they
say,
don't want me to
Jojo's
say.
one of the best secret keepers on the circuit. Like, if Jojo ever gets Alzheimer's, we're all fucked. Like, we're all fucked. Like, she forgets the thing she's meant to keep secret. So a lot of us are really
Because
fucked.
the loads of stuff I do tell, because I'm like, nobody told me to keep it a secret. But the stuff that I've been told to keep a secret, I have kept a secret.
Grave. I know. It is funny, isn't it?
That was. Do you know what? We've talked about the roast.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. I was just like an example.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before, and you know. And I'm not going to go on again about how amazing Hattie was because I've done it to death.
Oh,
she was fucking phenomenal and incredible.
Brilliant.
And you're just going to... And it'll be out, actually, by the time this goes.
Do you think it'll be edited?
Well, I
don't know.
I don't know.
There's certain things that I've heard that probably will get cut. Yeah, but
Somebody fingering
that's
themselves on the
understandable,
couch. That bit. Think that bit will get cut?
maybe.
I think they might take that bit out. Yeah,
I don't know why. I mean, if you're going to have a roast on behind a Patreon wall, let us see it all, thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we had such a wonderful... So I went with Jojo, and possibly one of the most beautiful and strange moments of this bizarre industry that we're in, and obviously I've only done it for like 2.5 years, and it was one of the maddest moments of my life walking into where I met you. And so I was like, all right, I'll come in. She was like, yeah, me and Tom are having a drink before we go, and I was like, okay. And I walked in to where we were, and to be greeted like a war hero by Thomas Stade was one of the oddest experiences of my life. Like, I was like, hi. And he was like, yeah, okay, go. And I was like, it's Tom Stade. And I was like, calm down, be cool. You're a peer, like, calm down. And I was just like, Stade.
I did get a message from her being like, I'm having drinks with you, Jojo Sutherland and Tom Stade.
I was hanging on to Jojo for tea. I was like, it was
But it's so weird as well because I just didn't ever cross my mind that we weren't anything other than peers. It's like, okay, and I've met her a few times. She's a great comedian.
It is funny when you're,
It's just
I had it on
wonderful.
stage. I mean, I was sat on the sofa with Daniel Slosh being like, hello, great, no, you're lovely. No, has a good family. I've never been more polite in my life.
Oh, it's just amazing.
It's a funny
just
one.
Amazing. It was such
That's what's great about this business is that you can 1 minute just be in a pub playing to three dog and a man or whatever, and then you're sharing a green room with Michael McIntyre just for some. It's like, how does this happen?
Well, we were talking about Mark Nelson, weren't we, just before when you got here, and I did a gig with him a few weeks ago in Liverpool. Like, he'd just done a whole weekend of hot water, came to another gig afterwards, one at Liverpool Irish Centre, and he like he messaged me afterwards. It was a wild one. Like, it was a wild gig.
Oh,
It went off. It took a
Mark
turn.
and I have been involved with some wild gigs.
It
in
took
the
a
past.
turn.
We've both done this gig
before his set,
And
and after, I mean, what was the best part was it just before he went on, Ryan Cullen arrived because he was getting a lift.
Okay.
So obviously we were at the back of the room just being like, here we fucking go. And that just made it. And Mark came off like, he messaged me like, I don't imagine you hadn't seen that. Imagine you didn't see that gig. Like imagine you didn't see that set. And I was like, the idea that you, Mark Nelson, are concerned of what I think of you. I was like, don't even start. Like, it's just, I think I still get those moments of being like, I can't believe our names are next to each other. Like, you could have got up and read the alphabet out and I'd be like, isn't this great? Like, you're so natural and charismatic. Like, it's just, there is still those moments where you're like, what? But then it's a leveler. Like, you're like, I think the absolute world of you, and here we are with sticky feet in this bar, and like, it's kind of wonderful.
I remember seeing Terry Alderton in the Comedy Store in London. I'd been doing comedy about 6 years, still a baby open spot. I think I was doing a 10 spot, my first 10 spot. And he was the absolute definition of, that's what people mean when they say taking the roof off. It was, I mean, people say, I killed the gig, I took the roof off. And go, it was good. And then I was like, that's what taking the roof off looks like. And I was just like, wide-eyed, just going, oh my God, that was amazing. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. And he went, I'm really, thanks very much. Really lovely hearing that from a peer. And I'm like, not a peer. I'm a baby.
Sorry, I'm a rat in a bin.
I'm not a peer. And then I was like, honestly, I said, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. And he was like, yeah, well, you haven't read my short review. And he still was hanging on to the 1-star review from Steve Bennett from years ago. And you're going, you have just, people were on their feet, on the seats in the Comedy Store, standing ovation. You couldn't hear yourself think. And he's still going, yeah, but there's that review.
God, we're so broken, aren't we?
Mad?
So broken.
Mad.
It is funny, isn't it? It is a funny one.
It's a mad old game. This is going to sound mental and a complete, not a...
You're going to say mental cake? Go on, give it.
Get involved.
No, this is just really random, and I've been wanting to say this since we sat down, and sorry to the audio listeners. Jojo, I've never noticed how darling blue your eyes are.
Aren't they? Pure blue.
Like, I don't know, I think it's because the light, but I'm audio
they
listeners,
are.
go
They're
on
brilliant
YouTube.
blue,
They
aren't
are a absolute brilliant blue.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I'm mesmerised by them. Like, I just had to say that. I was like, have you seen how blue her eyes are, Ben? Look how blue her eyes are.
If they weren't for the alcohol, you'd have made a beautiful Nazi. You really would.
There's still time.
Hitler would have loved you, Jojo.
Wouldn't he have just loved you? I think Hitler and I could have had a right good night out.
Jojo, I don't think there's anyone you couldn't have a good night with. I think that's part of your magic. Like, I don't. There's no one who, even if you're like, he's a prick, but here we fucking go. But he's got gear. So
Exactly.
Jojo with the Amish for half an hour, and
I think
all go out the
everyone.
window.
I stand by this. You know this. Everybody has a redeeming quality, and I will give everyone the benefit of the doubt until they let me down.
Exactly.
And until you let me down, I'm fine. I will drink with. There isn't anyone I won't drink with.
Hitler hasn't done anything personally to you.
Nothing. No. It's all hearsay at this point.
And there's enough rumours going on about all of us. Yeah. Who are we to judge?
Yeah.
High five my way
From the horse's mouth, thanks.
Let him control his own narrative.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, of course.
You don't know what rumours were circulating about them.
So right. You're so right.
It's so good. It's very good.
That'd be an amazing documentary, Jojo and the Nazis.
Well, I do Nazi news, don't I? GB News.
You do Nazi news.
What? You do not?
GB News. Oh, again, it's
another war Jojo fights.
Have you done GB News?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously don't watch it because...
Yeah, no.
News.
Yeah, but
I didn't know that you did. How have I missed this? So what?
Because I'm the best TV zone star. It's literally like being an OnlyFans. People come up to me, and honestly, I'm noticing it more and more.
Yeah,
wherever I go, people was just like they'll look at me and they go, "I don't know you from somewhere," and then the realization going. Oh, I know. But I've seen you on GB News, and I can't. I'm not going to say that I know you because I have to admit that I watch GB News.
What do you do on GB News?
There's a show called Headliners, another one called Free Speech Station. Just talking about headlines.
I knew that you did that, but I didn't know it was GB News. That's what's confused me.
And then, coming back from Iceland, Kerry Marks and I come off the plane. The bag of chandlers came running up to both of us, going, "Just want to say, think you're really great on headlines." But people, they'll whisper in your ear that they think you're great, or they'll look and go, Oh, yeah, that's where nobody. But then I find that really sad. What, you can't admit to watching a TV channel?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't watch it because I'm not intelligent, though. Not for any.
Well, neither is any of us on GB
I
News.
just don't watch it because I get my news
Well,
off
that's not
TikTok.
true.
Jojo.
Well, this is it. I just think, do you mean, I don't think there's anything that you can do in the world right now that doesn't make you some kind of a hypocrite. You can't, you know, if you buy from Amazon or you shop at Primark or, you know.
Go on a night out with Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Just getting a bad rep. But yeah, so I don't understand how people go, oh, I wouldn't do that, or you can't do that. You go, well, but then we can't do anything then, because we're gonna have to cross our principles or our, you know, something at some point.
But also, we're living in a world now where how many times have we been completely misled as to the nature of a person or a being, and then years down the line,
Oh God, no, 100%.
like, it's bullshit.
I mean, if the BBC comes out with one more revelation from the most trustworthy broadcaster, and that's the conditioning, of course we want to trust the BBC because I've always trusted the BBC, and that's where we get our news from, and that's our portal of
We've been told.
authority, and you know, and that's, you know, if you want to really hear where the news, but we do. Our gut now says. That's not true, is it? Because they've been found wanting over and over and over again.
And covering it up.
And covering it up. So when the things that we have known to trust for so long are relentlessly being, you know, found out for not telling the truth and their narrative being made a certain way, then I think we can't trust anybody else other than our gut. I think that's all we've got is to trust our gut and know the difference between, because, you know, even on any of the headliners in news or thing, people go, no, everyone's racist or everybody's homophobic. And you go, when I'm out every day and I kind of go, I don't see it. If I really trust my gut, you know, during the Edinburgh Festival, one of the biggest arts festivals in the world, every nationality, every religion, every sexuality, every kind of, hundreds of thousands of people from all walks of life and all different backgrounds, just wandering around a city, minding their own business, holding hands, getting on. You're telling me that we see someone who's gay or black or disabled and go, you're a cunt. No, we don't. When was the last time you actually saw that?
Absolutely.
But do you know what I mean? That is not our everyday experience. And yet we're being told that it is occurring on a minute by minute basis.
I think there needs to be, although we do, like, I think it's that thing of, it's knowing that some people are living that reality and genuinely living that reality, and that must be fucking exhausting, whilst not making the world seem like a bad, awful place with no hope or redeeming qualities. I think that's the difference, because exactly like you said, especially when we're in the arts, we're so aware of how wonderful and multicultural it is and how diverse and how like easy a green room is surrounded with, like, I mean, Jesus, Big Fizz last week we had like this beautiful moment. So Jenny Hart was on, who's a trans female, and there was a trans male in the audience, and there was just this lovely moment. And you're like, where he realized it and like made a comment, and Jenny was like, oh, are you like, and you're like, in a club like Hot Water, which obviously all it gets thrown at it is it just like straight white men. I was like, can I just take a moment to be, this is the most beautiful thing in this like, little audience in a cocktail room. And those things I think we should be really chuffed, and not chuffed because they should be more common than they are, but
I think they are. I genuinely think, because most people do know right from wrong. Most people don't want to live in a world of hate. I think if somebody fell over in the street, people would run to go and pick them up. I think if somebody dropped their wallet, someone would hand it into a bar. And I'm not saying that all the time. Of course, people, you know, but that usually is circumstances, usually because someone's skin, or usually because of, you know, environmental issues. That's what we, rather than just slagging people off, you know, it's just, and what I find so frustrating now is it doesn't matter what you do or say, someone will go racist, pedo, nonce. You're going, based on what? Nothing. And you go, that's generating this new narrative.
Yeah, we're quick to jump.
Just quick to kind of go, well, that's the truth now. No, well, it's not true, though. You know it's not true. I know it's not true. So why are you saying that that's the case?
Yeah.
This is getting back to what you're saying, Kate.
Yeah.
This narrative about, you know, saying you're something you're not, my stalker.
Yeah.
Stop. It's not true. And yet people are underneath.
I'm sorry, you're what?
Oh, my stalker. It's fine.
Yeah, it's awful. She has a very unpleasant one.
Yeah, not even one that likes me.
You have a stalker, Jojo.
Yeah.
It's a very unpleasant
Wants to protest outside my gigs. But then that's what annoyed me under the tweets that he's banding about.
I just really want to be near her.
yeah. I like that.
These tweets, and then people underneath go, "Oh my God, that's awful! I didn't know that." No, you didn't know that because it's not true.
Ah, one of them.
So it's that thing of going, but that's how the world seems to be. People go, "Oh, you're telling me that's true. I'll just believe it's true because you told me." Go back to trusting your gut. You know it's not true.
Well, it's like, I mean, do you know, one of my favourite stories about that is, do you know The Wing? Wait, was it called The Wing? It was called The Wing. It was set up in America. It was an all-female private members club. So, you know, they have like, it was like, you know, they took shared office space, but like events and like bars and restaurants. You know how they have them, but it was all female. That was the whole thing about it. It was for female professionals to come together and they do a lot of
And
networking.
I bet they were utter cunts to each other.
The whole thing got shut down for bullying.
Of course it was.
The whole operation got shut down for bullying. And worse than that, racism.
Yeah.
A lot of the women who were not white in there were like, we're being spoken to, and you're like, and this is a fucking thing. But they've set themselves up as like all inclusive, a safe space for blah, 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 blah. And you're like, and yet there are places, and like Bruce has talked about it, like GB News, where obviously is, as you guys call it, the Nazi news, is actually, he's like, I'm treated really well.
Really well.
Everyone's treated well. There's
gender neutral toilets.
That's exactly what he says.
It's like,
and it's just that thing of
nobody says you can't mention this. And by the way, this is the narrative, which is what when I do other channels, they say, oh, we're doing this item and we need somebody with this voice. Can you be that voice? So it's basically, can you provide this narrative that we need, because we need a for and against, and depending on, again, that's giving you the choice. They don't want to know if that is actually what you believe or it's what you are willing to agree to say in order to get the gig.
Do you have the empathy enough to argue this? Yeah.
So, but that's never been, this is, you're asked to go on with your opinions, say what they don't, obviously the GB News is with Ofcom rules as well. It's not like, I love the idea of GB News, oh my God, this right-wing nuts, they just...
Am I thinking of the right one? Which one's GB News?
GB News is the one that everyone hates because it's right-wing.
Piers Morgan?
Yeah, I said Nigel Farage. No, Piers Morgan's got his own channel now.
But it was him.
I think he might have been on it.
Was it him and Susanna Reid?
That was like Good Morning Britain.
Oh, no, that was Good Morning Britain. That was that was ITV.
So which one's GB News?
GB News is the one with Nigel Farage and Jacob Rees-Mogg. So, I mean, but then exactly...
Two great pints.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is in no way us to be coming out to be like, this is now, we're sponsored by GB News.
I know.
I just think it's an interesting rhetoric that in a world where we are so quick to make the judgments and in a lot of ways, rightly, for GB News, we're so not quick to make the judgments on the other end.
It's because of the separation that people give it. So everybody, of course, I mean, there's people on GB News I fundamentally disagree with. But equally, GB News in the narrative is this channel that just is, rogue and does. It's like, well, it can't be, because it has to be subject to Ofcom rules. Yes, it gets investigated by Ofcom, do you know what I mean? But so does every channel.
So does every single football club that everyone loves is investigated by someone.
Of course.
Usually pretty.
So it's that thing where you're just going, just the idea, it's like, but particularly when people go, oh, it's a right-wing Nazi channel, it's going, have you watched it? And you go, no. And you go, well, I'm not listening. I can't have a conversation. If you can argue with me and give me evidence of why you think that way, happy to, It's like people saying to me, I did a gig with Katie Hopkins. You can't gig with Katie Hopkins. I'm like,
what was she like?
She was a tiny little woman that told a few jokes and was perfectly pleasant.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know, she used to come into where I worked in the restaurant in London, and I really obviously don't like the things she says out loud on the telly. She was so delightful to every member of staff.
She's
everyone
charming.
She came across, everyone she made such an effort with everyone. And you are like, it's a spinner, because you're like, you don't stand for the good. But then you're like, but you have treated everyone in this room with kindness, equality, decency, which is a fuck ton more than I can say for a lot of people with like all the morals in the world on Twitter who used to come into that restaurant. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
well, I
all
always
the
said,
actors and the artists and the this.
I've shared a stage with bigger cunts than Katie Hopkins for a lot less money.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing with her, and again, of course, loads of things I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But again, when you kind of peel back and go, hang on a minute, who made Katie Hopkins? The British fucking public made Katie Hopkins. She came out of The Apprentice as the biggest bitch in Britain. All over the Sun, the Mirror, the Mail. Everyone was like, oh, she's the biggest bitch. They wanted the biggest bitch in Britain. They thought she was brilliant. They couldn't get enough of the biggest bitch in Britain.
Oh, she's worshipped by a certain group of people.
But she was worshipped by a lot of the British public. She had her own radio show. She had her own newspaper column. The media could not get enough of Katie Hopkins until it tipped slightly with people going, oh, we don't know if we like her anymore. So no, Ben. And you go, who's caused this? You wanted her, you got her, now you don't want her, so you're chucking her in the bin, and you're going, oh my God, clutching my pearls, going, I can't believe people like Katie Hopkins exist. People like Katie Hopkins exist because you fucking created her.
Yeah, that was it.
Sit in your own shit.
No, she's not wrong. But
then don't turn around to me and go, I can't believe you're gigging with Katie Hopkins. And I do love it. Was it Rob Thomas? I wouldn't gig with Katie Hopkins. I went, you've not been fucking asked.
Yes.
10 grand's all mine.
But it is so true. Exactly that. Like, for the money, let me dangle the actual money in front of you.
Do you know what I mean?
Jesus
we're all hypocrites. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
Don't judge me. We're all hypocrites. Fuck
It's
off.
so good.
The money was
Also,
great.
When the hell did you all start looking at comedians for outstanding morality? When did you start looking to us to make the principled, righteous, religious decision?
But I would say that if I had done that gig and had to say, all right, but I have to say that I vote Tory or that I think Jacob...
Yeah.
I would not have done it.
No, absolutely.
So it's that thing of going, I didn't have to change. If anything, I was taking a risk doing a gig in front of Katie Hopkins' audience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
They
a good
loved
point.
me, by the way.
Of course it is. Obviously.
Of course it is.
Obviously. Of
People
course it
don't,
is.
yeah.
Because of your blue eyes and blonde hair, Jojo.
That was it. And now, coming to the stage is Mrs. Goebbels. If you like that, you should see her on Nazi News in the morning.
I love that Bruce Devlin, he calls GB News Nazi News and he calls BBC Radio Scotland Stour FM.
It's so good. I'm so sorry I steamrolled you.
I think that's so true. Like the whole thing of like, again, if you'd have gone, if it was an event that Katie Hopkins was on for a cause of like something that you didn't agree with, then obviously that's a different kettle of fish.
Of course.
But it was a gig that you got paid for
I paid
to
a
do
lot of money,
your set
absolutely,
to be you.
Yeah.
What's the
In front of an
issue with
audience
that? Which is so mad because I think that if I got off as a gig, I think my instinct would be, I don't want to be in a room with that. I don't want to be associated with it. But then when you break it down to what you've just said, it's like, no, actually I'm getting paid. I'm still being me. I'm still doing my jokes. It's about me and it's not.
You don't have to alter
I don't have to alter me or what I stand for.
And again, and this is, I don't know when this is going out, and this is not directed, particularly not the Raw Variety performance and who's been on it, because, you know, Scott Bennett absolutely smashed it.
He's fantastic.
He was great. Absolutely brilliant. And Larry Dean was on it. It's great. But equally, though, if you are, so I would not go on the Raw Variety performance because I think it's elitist. I think it's kowtowing to this, you know, establishment. I think it is the worst and most awful example of the class system in this country. I would not do it. So I'll gig with Katie Hopkins, but because I don't have to.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do that.
Was it her,
especially
was it her show?
Yeah, it was. We were double billing in Blackpool. She basically did 2 nights at the Joe Longthorne Theatre.
Sorry, yeah.
And she was still quite new to the tour, and she just was like, "It's a big theatre. I don't think I can fill the whole, 2 hours myself. And I saw you last year and I thought you were great. Would you do it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well. It's that thing of going, but you can't be all over Facebook going, Tory cunts and fucking establishment class system, and then go and do the Raw Variety performance, or take a knighthood, or go and don't. That's hypocrisy.
Yeah, I could. It's like, do you see Paul Mescal? God bless him. He did so well. Got caught out with that because he, I guess, had to meet King Charles at the
that was so thick.
Gladiator 2 premiere, and that in and of itself is quite a big ask to ask your Irish lead to meet and shake hands with King Charles. That was a big ask. And they asked him in the interview, they're like, so how was it? Was it great meeting King Charles? And you could see him going,
wasn't really on my bingo card. Obviously, being Irish, it's just not something I've ever been particularly bothered.
If you're going to be a Republican,
That
you can't
interview
go,
is better than any
Yeah.
porn I've ever watched.
But
by
he
the way.
did. He really.
Listening to Paul Mescal
he's
being
so
different
hot.
about the royal
But
family,
he was
I was
so
like,
Lovely.
He was
holy
so. But you could see the
fuck.
conflict. You could see the conflict in him being like, I know I've got an obligation to be like, you know, polite and man, and but he was like, I really, and we are all met with these things so
Yeah.
regularly. We are all put in these situations. Do you have any idea how many gigs I've done with like male comedians who I know are cheating on their wives? Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
of
Like, shit like that.
course.
It's a tiny
Absolutely.
thing. It's not me saying like mention whatever. It's not me saying they should be like hung, drawn, and quartered. You're sitting there being like, oh, you're shit. And I'm going to have a drink with your wife afterwards. And I'm going to feel icky and gross and fuck you for putting me in this position. Like really fuck you for putting me in this position. We are met with these moments every single day, all the time.
Yeah.
And I just think it is so wild when people wail in with the like, how dare you? And you're like,
I mean,
gross.
the amount of people who claim to be tolerant that are so intolerant of other people. That was what I said to Gusty. The amount of people that are intolerant of me being tolerant of other people blows my
I
mind.
know.
yeah.
I know.
Madness.
Fucking Nazis, Jojo. They
I know. Do you know what I mean? Exactly.
I know.
What's wrong with
Do you know what?
everyone?
That's what we should do. Just stick with the Nazis because they believe what they believe and they stuck with it.
They stuck. Yeah, that is one thing.
they
Immovable.
I'd be a rubbish Nazi because
You
I'd
would.
let too many people in. I'd be like, no, it doesn't matter what colour they are. It's fine.
They got the round in.
Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
He smokes the same ciggies as me. Just get him in.
Jojo, I'd follow you to war. I'd follow you to hell. I really would. I'd follow you.
I'd follow
Hey,
you
you
to
want me
hell.
to fight any cause? I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah,
Don't even need to be designed by Hugo Boss. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm hard in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on that, we've got to wrap it up. But
Have we?
we do. You're the best, and we
my
love
God,
you.
darling, thank you so much. And thank you for accepting me in my literally look. If you can
No,
see
do
this.
show them.
I'm
You're a woman of the.
pain.
You're a woman of labour.
I did actually have a nicer top underneath.
I love the pain.
I moved I painted my son's living room yesterday. Well, I did corners and edges. Yeah. And then, it's like a jigsaw.
Just leave the rest of it.
You do the big bits and I'll just do the little bits. Oh, look, there's a bit
Yeah.
missing there. So I moved him this morning and then I went and got Gus and I put all of his stuff in my car. And then we've come to visit you and now we're going to drive to London. But
you're
the
the best.
beers are in when we get to London.
I was going to say, not in the car.
Well, no.
She could do it.
She could do it.
Yeah.
She could do it.
You could do it. They should have a different breathalyzer for Scottish people.
No, that is.
Oh, just a different breathalyzer for me.
Yeah.
Or just for you.
Like, not
the speckle
one.
The special one.
Can you tell them where they can find you all on socials?
Oh
or-
my God. Yeah, there's a lovely fight. There's a video that's just popping. You know, I love that as well when people take their time to go, you're shit. And then other people go, no, she's not. And they have a fight. And I just watch them go, I'm so delighted. I really, somebody's day, they've taken the time out of their day to tell me, someone I'll never meet, I wouldn't trip over them in a lineup. And they need to tell me that they don't think I'm funny.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh my God, I feel great that I
matter.
fucked you off.
My favourite ones are when they feel they need to tell me they wouldn't shag me.
Yeah, no, I know.
They're
isn't it?
lovely. When
Yeah,
they're like, they
I
let
didn't
me
ask-
know.
There's particularly ones where I slag off my kids. Like, I wouldn't speak to my children like that. Like, I didn't ask you to. I literally, did I ask you to take you? I choose to. It baffles me, but you can find all that shit. Jojo Sutherland, Instagram, Jojo Sutherland Twitter, X, Jojo Sutherland Facebook, Jojo Sutherland GB News / OnlyFans. Just Jojo comedian, Scottish alcoholic, post-menopausal.
Yeah, that's just
still
what
alive.
to Wikipedia. Yeah.
Still alive.
Always alive.
Always
Jojo
alive.
Sutherland.
She'll outlive us all.
Please, can your tour be Jojo Sutherland always alive?
Yeah.
I would love
Right,
that.
literally, I'm going to do my last festival show next year, and it's called Nothing Left to Say.
I love that.
That's what I'm going to say. I've told you everything I can't do. And my kids take the absolute piss. You know that game that you play, Quiplash on TV? So it's these silly games, and it's computer, and you all take turns, and you have to come up with a punchline or a joke for something. And I panicked one year. This is years ago, and my answer was peas. And I have never been allowed to forget that as a professional comedian, my punchline was peas. So my kids, Gareth Much, my son-in-law, they just, whenever they're trying to get one over on me, it's just like, remember peas. And I put in the family group chat the other night, I went, I don't think I'm ever going to be allowed to live this down. Yeah. So on the understanding, and it won't be for a long time, I hope, you have my permission on my gravestone to put rest in peace.
This is so good. Rest in peace.
And if that's not in my gravestone, I will come back and haunt you. Rest in peace.
Well, no, but we'll be long gone. We'll be long gone, but otherwise we'll check it.
Yeah.
Jojo Sutherland, everybody, because she's the best in the
you.
world. Thank you for coming
thank
on.
you.
We adore you.
We adore you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Thank you.